All right. Welcome on in, Nagy Nation. AFC rivals, Ravens, coming to First Energy Stadium to take on your Browns. And happy Elijah Moore trade day here at Nagy Nation as we celebrate a little bit with our Browns backers here. With the exciting trade as AB does it again, trades back effectively 32 spots in the upcoming draft to take the position of need, that speedy wide receiver. And oh, by the way, did I mention he can catch? He got a 90 PFF rating on his catch abilities from PFF for last season. So effectively trading back 32 spots to get, trading the number 42 to pick up the third-round pick and Elijah Moore. A big deal for the Browns today. And really the last big need for the Browns addressed. So here we are. Welcome in, Mitchell. Welcome in. And we're excited to get this one going as we are always interested in those AFC North rivalry games. This one, an interesting matchup for the Browns. No more Lamar Jackson in our sim. They have struggled some this season, but they've got a rookie under center that is Richardson. Many projecting him to be the third quarterback taken in this draft. In our mock draft, the Ravens took him, and he will be starting out with the football here as the Ravens take the first kickoff and take a knee in the end zone. There is Richardson, rookie out of Florida, and many folks expecting him to be pretty good. Yes, absolutely. Phil makes a great point that now that we've addressed that real last need with Elijah Moore, truly can go absolute best player available wherever they are in their draft board with 2 3s, 2 4s, 2 5s, a 6 and a 7. They're going to have some excellent BPA option here as Richardson swaps out the play call right out the gate here, brings the man in motion. He's got the quick handoff fake, and the pressure coming. He's going to take a sack right out the gate. Foskey with a big first play sack of the ball game. How good has he been for these Browns? Getting inside on a little stunt work. You saw him come loose quickly on that little stunt to the inside. Foskey right up the middle, and Richardson couldn't get rid of it. Big sack, 2nd and 16, little handoff to the outside. Got a little bit of a lane, but then the pursuit gets home, and Dobbins is going to only pick up 2 on the carry. Welcome in, Karen. Go Browns. Back to pass, Richardson looking. He's going deep. He's got something down there he likes, but he's going to overthrow out of bounds and deep, out of the reach of his receiver. And that one is going to result in a 3 and out for these Ravens, who are going to punt on 4th and 14. That big Foskey sack setting up the 3 and out. Fair catch called for, and the Browns are going to take over with nice field position here, starting out at their own 39, as we see Deshaun Watson come out on the field. So, 1st and 10 here for these Browns. Out of the gun is where Deshaun's going to start the day. Rookie running back, forward, sophomore running back on his right hip. And a quick out route completed to the tight end Njoku for 4 yards, 2nd and 6. Now Nick Chubb, the solo back in the backfield. He's going to fake the handoff to him, and just evading the sack, but is then going to fumble the ball on a secondary sack. But Conklin there to scoop it up. Matabuke with a half sack credit on that one, as it was nearly escaped, but Watson just couldn't get rid of it. Probably should have thrown that one away. But then unfortunately ending up in a fumble shortly thereafter that then, fortunately for the Browns, Jack Conklin was there to scoop up. So that'll bring out a long distance here for the Browns on 3rd down. Call it 23, and they're going to come out in an I. Interesting formation choice, at least. Out of the I, back to pass. Max protect, throwing over the middle, but not going to be nearly enough for the 1st down. That'll bring up a 4th and 9, and kind of just settling for something over the middle to Cooper will set up a 3 and out of their own. So the Browns going to have to punt here as they effectively netted only 1 yard after all that chaos on the big strip sack. Hey, Marlo, welcome in. Good to have you in. So Bojorquez boots it away down to the 10, where it is taken by Bateman, and he is going to be tackled very quickly and only out to the 17-yard line. So Richardson, rookie quarterback out of Florida, is going to come out here again for his second drive, hoping for a little more success this time after that Foskey sack set up a 3-and-out last time. Pressure coming. He's going to take his second sack of the ball game. And that was a nice blitz from JOK. It just looked like a free blitz route on the outside. We're going to take another look at this one here. You can see JOK coming in late and just finding a clear path to get to Richardson. Richardson just really didn't find anyone to get rid of the ball. And then I think he was a little late sensing the pressure as JOK snuck in there. I got a very nice sack for their second of the ballgame, and that's going to break up a 2nd and 22, now backed up into the shadow of their end zone, back on the 5-yard line. Richardson from his end zone, searching. He does unload out to the outside, but too far outside for his tight end, and that is going to fall incomplete, 3rd and 22. Bringing a man in motion. Back to pass, out of his end zone. And he's going to unload downfield, down the sideline, but that was out of bounds. And so the Ravens will go nowhere yet again. A big sack, setting up another punt. And those first down sacks have been absolutely crippling from this smothering Browns defense so far in this one. So Scott, with the return, picks up a couple. And he'll get even better field position this time for Deshaun Watson. Call it the 41-yard line that the Browns are going to start at. There's a look at the playoff picture. The Browns firmly in the hunt there at a 6-6 record. Yeah, Karen, absolutely stoked about Elijah Moore. Just a great trade from AB. I think the value is huge. Effectively just trading back 32 spots in the draft to pick up an established receiver that has the speed that you want to stretch the field, has the really nice route running ability, but most importantly, as compared to the rookie that we tried to develop and then as a sophomore didn't work out, nor as in his this most recent season in Schwartz, is the fact that he can actually for sure catch the ball, as he got a 90 overall for his catching in the 2022 season from PFF. Hey George, welcome in. Go Browns. And yeah, I agree, Karen. Absolutely have addressed all of our most pressing needs as AB, and this is the time to do it. I mean, it's go time for these Browns. They're going to have to find a way to get it done in this window. So they needed to pull the trigger and make it happen, and they've done just that. And yeah, absolutely, I agree, Phil. The Jets quarterbacks, actually, ironically, is interesting play here. Chubb faked the little flip on the reverse, but then took it himself and did not get very far. Hamilton on a tackle, 3rd and 8. A nice little cut through the middle. It's Johnston with the touchdown. Quentin Johnston with a great little ball catch there and just run after it to just fake the defender out. I don't think he expected that motion behind him and he actually went for the ball. And Johnston able to come away with a beautiful touchdown, and the Browns are going to strike first. What a play. What a play from our rookie, who has been absolutely sensational on the season, and it continues again right there. But yes, to Phil's point, the quarterbacks were really bad with Moore and Wilson. Really, probably the Zach Wilson that is probably the biggest example of that. But ironically, he was better with all of the other quarterbacks that weren't Wilson. He was quite bad with Wilson at times, but it was all the other quarterbacks that he played with in those games where he actually started to come out of his shell a little bit So some of those other guys that were throwing to him that he actually had a little more success when it wasn't Wilson. But yeah, he had some not great quarterbacks, and that's part of the problem with an absolute burner. Is you need a quarterback who's savvy and with an arm that can put it out there on him when they're that quick. You don't want burners to be coming back to the ball underthrown, poor balls lead to interceptions. I mean, all kinds of issues when you're trying to stretch the field with a guy like that, and you have a quarterback that's not able to hit him. 2nd and 6. Out of the gun is Richardson, 4-man rush. He's got to throw over the middle and connects for 10 yards. That's his first completion on the ball game, as he has struggled in the early goings of that one, but that one a surefire catch right over the middle. Hey, welcome in, Sean. Go Browns. And yeah, actually, Phil, I'm not sure if you saw it, but AWOC was re-signed by the Browns today as well. That was another big move in free agency today. As not only did we trade for Elijah Moore, but we also re-signed AWOC, which I think is a massive move for the Browns to really cement the defense in the right way. As that one is unloaded over the middle and is complete for a first down. So Prochet on the reception, and that one is good for 13 and a first down for the Ravens. Yes, we did re-sign. Anthony Walker has re-signed with the Browns on a 1-year contract, and that's a big deal, especially because you saw the effects of him being off the field when he got injured last year. The difference is what a play there, just coming way up the field to make a tackle, is Hickman, who made just a great play, just a beautiful tackle in space. You saw Miles got kind of fooled by the run action there, and Hickman cleans it up nicely. Yeah, it really is. Absolutely 100%, Phil. I think the needs as they are for this team have been addressed in all the right ways, and I think that you truly can go into this draft with best player available. I mean, some people would argue D-tackle number 2, but I have a lot of faith in what Schwartz is going to do there, especially with Perry and Winfrey in that scheme. Really, suits his strengths well, and if we can build the maturity as Myles Garrett's chasing, but Richardson just throws that one out of bounds, and a punt coming as a nice drive was starting for the Ravens, but is snuffed out by this Browns defense and shut down at midfield. And an ugly punt there goes out of the 23, so the Browns not really even going to have to suffer with ugly field position after that one goes out of bounds way early. Welcome in, Rick. And yeah, what a great day for the Browns, signing AWOC to a 1-year contract, and then the amazing trade for Elijah Moore, really addressing, as Phil, that was a great play out to the side. Quentin Johnson finding some space on the sideline there, and what a throw, just a little touch pass out to the outside from Watson to put it on him. But yeah, addressing really the needs, and I would argue really all of the areas of need for this team. You can field a 53-man roster right now that I think you'd be pretty happy with out there on the field. That if you can build that chemistry and come together as a unit, that could be incredible. And this is all, there's still free agency left to be had. There's still potentially some signings or trades that could happen. And then, not to mention, we haven't even had a draft yet, which is great. That's a great place to be in. As a nice throw to DPJ is going to go for a first down here. Just a little comeback route as he was just kind of sitting all by himself out there, and Watson lays it right on him. And yeah, sure have. You're absolutely right, Sean. Addressing special team needs as well, as obviously Bubba Ventrone has been very active and in the ear of AB, telling him what kind of guys he needs to be successful on special teams, which I think we have seen addressed in a number of these signings, and is a very important part of seeing success. That 3-phase complementary football is going to be very, very important for us this season, as Nick Chubb looks for some space out to the left side, only going to pick up 1 3rd and 9. Out of the gun now for Watson, in to protect his Chubb, but then releasing out on the right. He's going to scramble and then oddly run into the defenders, where if Owa makes a sack, but felt like he could have escaped to the outside there, but Adofa Owe is able to come up with a sack, because Watson, as you're going to see it here, just kind of elect to stop running to the outside and kind of cut up field for no good reason into the teeth of the pursuit there. And pretty much a gimme sack at that point. Hey, Kishan, welcome in. Yeah, Sean, Calais Campbell on a team-friendly deal. I mean, the guy's pretty old, but he's an absolute stalwart in the middle, so 4th and 21. As this punt is going to check up nicely, rolling inside the 5, down at the 4. What a punt from Bajorquez to back up these Ravens, who have been absolutely struggling on offense. This defense has been very good so far in this game. They did have a little bit of success on that last drive, but this is going to be a hard one to follow. That limited success off their last drive, as they are buried back here down at their 4. Out of the I formation here, Richardson under center. He's going to hand the ball off, and Dobbins is going to look for some room. Actually, no, that was Gus Edwards on the carry. He's going to find a few there, call it 4. So a 2nd and 6 now out to the 8-yard line. Little handoff, and that one is quickly snuffed out as Dobbins got absolutely smothered on that, and he went backwards. Foskey on the tackle, and what a day he's had so far, coming off with that first play sack of the ball game. 3rd and 7. That one good for a TFL. 3rd and 7 here. Throws over the middle. He's got his man. That's Mark Andrews with a quick reception and a first down. And these Ravens are on the move as they get out of the shadow of their end zone. Look at a little sidearm action there from Richardson. Just slinging it, but is on point. Hey, welcome in, Mason. And yeah, it has been a little while. I'm curious to see what your thoughts are on the Elijah Moore trade and how you felt like the compensation for that was, with the trading number 42 for Elijah Moore and the 3rd round pick at number, I think it's 64. So I'll look to make sure that's correct. Found it expensive. Okay, I mean, that's fair. It's basically, the way you could look at it is like trading back in the draft, which the Browns might have done anyway, but trading back effectively into the 3rd round for the 32 picks back is effectively what they did. So trading back 32 picks, or 74 overall. But 32 picks back in the draft is what they traded back to pick up, effectively a speed receiver that has proven catch ability, as Dobbins is going to find a nice lane out to the outside here and pick up a first down. Baltimore now with 67 yards on offense, and Grant Delpit on the tackle. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. Now, obviously, Mason, I think, a lot of this will be determined, and we'll know what the value of this trade really was once we see what Moore does in this offense with Deshaun Watson throwing to him. If he can unlock that speed and ability in positive ways, it's an interesting throw there. Kind of looked like another sidearm, or maybe even a bit of a submarine throw from Richardson. Was unsuccessful, incomplete out to the sidelines as he had double coverage out there. 2nd and 10, handoff to Dobbins. He's got a lane to work and a nice block right in front. He's going to get a first down, makes a guy miss, and then out of bounds. But not before he picks up a first down for these Ravens, who are driving here. But no, I agree, Mason. I don't think he's fully proven. He did have a 90 PFF rating on catch rating, which certainly makes him better than Schwartz. And he obviously has the speed, and he is a proficient route runner. You can say that much about him. Creates space for himself. So I think he's got the ability. I think he needs to be unlocked somewhat. But he's had some pretty terrible quarterbacks thrown to him in New York, and I think that if you pair him with some quality quarterback play, which hopefully we'll get out of Watson this year, especially if it's elite level. As the ball's out, the Browns are going to recover this one. Let's see if he was down. I'm not entirely sure. But Hargrave on a half tackle and a loose ball strip sack is going to be picked up there, and that is going to be, let's see if they're going to review this one. Oh, that one's out. It looked like Foskey who actually ripped that one loose on the strip sack. But yeah, the quarterback play has been terrible, and really the best quarterback play he's had has not been their primary starter, Wilson. He's actually had better success with a bunch of their other quarterbacks that have played around Wilson, like when he was injured and such. As Ford on a little leaker read out to the outside is going to pick up a bunch of yards, almost 10, call it second and inches here. Nice little play for him. Bunch formation to the right now. A little handoff to Chubb. Let's get him going as he is going to sneak just past the line but not pick up a lot there. 5 carries now, only 2 yards for Nick Chubb. It's been a very quiet day for him. Bit interesting here. Now the tight bunches to the left as Watson's going to throw over the middle. He's got Cooper who's going to fight for some extra yards and pick up the first down in the process. But yeah, I agree with Mason. I really hope that Watson does, in fact, unlock his potential, because I think there is a lot of potential there. The ceiling is pretty high for Elijah Moore, and if you get the weapon that you're really hoping for out of that trade, this offense should look very, very different. 1st and 10. A little option keeper here from Watson. Like to see him slide there rather than taking the contact, but he does pick up 5 in the process. But, I mean, really, the ability to stretch the field, what we have been calling for from Schwartz, given if he had the ability to catch the ball a little bit more consistently, which I think you're going to get out of Moore. But the ability to stretch the field opens up so many passing lanes and the running game, and it's really the missing ingredient that this offense just has not had in a long time. Over the middle, he's got his man. That is the rookie. Quentin Johnston has been sensational in this ball game, finding space and making great grabs, and they have been on the same page, Watson and Johnston, all day. Yeah, I agree. I think depth is really what you're going for now. Best player available is absolutely what you can do through the draft and build for the future as well at the same time. So we'll see how it works out, but certainly feel like they've addressed really all the key areas of need so far in free agency and this draft. Oh, really, the signing of AWOC and then the trade, not draft, but the trade for Elijah Moore were kind of the last 2 key components to cap it off and really hit you could field a 53 right now that I think would be competitive if they played well, if they had the chemistry going. And that's really what you're looking for, and that's all pre-draft. Is the Browns somehow are going to set up a screen. I thought we had those all out of the playbook, but they're going to go backwards on a screen pass nonetheless. A little bit of a bubble screen, but still a screen. And as per normal, the screen is not very successful. Maybe it was an RPO. Yeah, it's possible. Bunch formation to the left, 2nd and 11 here for Watson. In the red zone, let's see what they do with it. Nick Chubb off the ball, doesn't follow his blocker, but breaks a tackle, and then the next man brings him down. He is only going to pick up 2 after all that effort. Porter on the tackle. Now a heavy set. Watson going to pass out of it. Now he's going to scramble out of it. He's got some lane. Why don't you tuck it? Now he's going to at least slide, which I like that, but he's got to tuck and run a little quicker than that, as he was kind of running slow with the ball looking downfield, but he was past the line. So I think he could have probably picked that first down up, but instead is going to be short, and typical Madden Browns fashion, we're going to just take the chip shot field goal here and make it a 10-0 ball game. Yeah, I agree. I don't know that DeForest Buckner is probably in the cards with the ammunition you've got left to try to go get him. I don't know that that's a likely trade. I mean, at that point, you're giving up a pretty well-established quality player to try to go get him. And at that point, is it worth it? I don't know, because that affects everything else you're trying to do. Is that one should have been picked off. Richardson with a very ugly throw, but very fortunate. That one was bobbled by the defender, and it dropped harmlessly to the turf. Back to pass. Richardson, pressure coming, and he's going to unload. And that one does fall incomplete. He had a man down there, but double coverage in the area and a little high as well. 3rd and 10 now. Pressure coming right up the face, and he's going to take yet another sack. Taki gets in there very quickly as he got shot out of a cannon here. Look at that inside blitz from Taki. Nobody picks him up. Myles Garrett comes in right behind him to clean it up. But Taki, 2.4 seconds to the sack as he was just shot out of that cannon right up the gut. And Richardson could do nothing with it. That's the hardest place to take pressure, is right up the center of that formation, because it's really hard to escape that when you got the edge rushers coming from the outside like we saw from Myles Garrett. It is so hard. That's why those pocket collapsing D tackles are so valuable. Even though they don't necessarily get the gaudy sack numbers and all the pressures and everything else to their name, when they can collapse the pocket, they absolutely affect the play. And that one, more than even collapsing the pocket, was able to clean up in a sack right up the middle. Nobody even picked him up. So Nick Chubb going to go backwards on that carry. He has absolutely struggled in this ball game, as the Browns really haven't gotten anything going in the run game here. A 2nd and 12 coming. Yes, absolutely. I expect out of Tomlinson exactly that, Phil. Expect him to very much collapse pockets and create havoc in opposing quarterbacks. Back to pass. Watson complete. He's got the rookie again, and Quentin Johnston putting together quite the highlight reel in this one. Now 6 receptions on the bowl game, 76 yards, and of course the 1 touchdown. He has been very good. And yeah, you're right. We're seemingly not able to handle those 3-4 base defenses in the sim for some reason. Watson now scrambling out of the pocket, escaping pressure. He unloads deep, and he throws it to the other team, who drops it. Lucky for him, that was yet another ugly drop, as now the Browns and Ravens have traded ugly should-be interceptions. Yeah, Kishan, that's arguably the difference between Elijah Moore and Schwartz, is that Anthony Schwartz, obviously was an absolute track athlete. He was a burner, but was not the playmaker you needed him to be, and that ideally will be the difference. Is that you've now got a playmaker and an absolute weapon with that speed to pair with it, and the ability to catch the ball has been proven and established by Elijah Moore. Richardson back to pass. Pressure coming, but he unloads out to the outside to his outlet. Taki right there, and only a 1-yard gain on the little leaker route for his running back as an outlet. Now stepping up in the pocket and choosing to throw this one away is Richardson. So the Ravens will punt yet again as their woes on offense continue, and they go nowhere yet again. Yep, absolutely agree with that. Find yourself that cheap depth on rookie deals. Develop talent behind established players. Find guys that are worth stepping into those big roles to be cornerstone foundational pieces where you can, and continue to build succession plans. It's absolutely how you get it done, and that's how you build successful franchises. Watson is going to take an ugly sack, not escaping the pressure that time. I saw Marquise Goodwin obviously came in on a free agent visit, didn't walk out with a contract. Doesn't mean he won't potentially still sign, but that certainly gives you another option in that wide receiver core. But I think you're feeling a lot happier with Elijah Moore on that roster now, giving you that weapon you really didn't have, especially for the speed. As a 2nd and 21 reception here is good for 10. That one to Cooper, and he's going to get you a little closer, 3rd and 11 now, as that one should have been picked. Just a late throw from Watson and no help from his receiver, who did not step up to contest for the ball there. Just was trying to let it come to him, and you can't do that. Yeah, that's true, Sean. Only 1-year deals for those guys. So obviously, you see how their performance was. It's a bit of a prove-it deal. Maybe they're back if they don't price themselves out and they like them what they're doing. But it'll be interesting to see how those actually pan out. But they've done a lot of 1-year deals on this roster, and they've had some success with that. 1st and 10. Out of that full pistol look, and Richardson's just going to run this one himself and pick up a first down. Call it about 14 yards on that carry. Rick saying we're in field goal range. Okay, we weren't in field goal range quite, but fortunately we didn't deal with that nonsense as the Ravens are now with the ball, and not after a ugly missed field goal from forever away. And another sack coming. Myles Garrett gets home, his first sack of the ball game. Or actually, I think that may be a half sack shared, and a second half for him. But 2nd and 20, nonetheless, as you see Myles Garrett just finding some wiggle room out there, and Foskey getting home too on a nice little spin on the other side, as those two have been very dynamic opposite each other in this season for the Browns. Yes, Jonathan, Lamar went to, we voted on the channel, Lamar in our sim offseason, he ended up with Atlanta. So the Baltimore Ravens elected with their draft capital to pick Richardson here out of Florida, who is the rookie QB that you're seeing there. 2nd and 20. Richardson back to pass. 4-man rush coming. Pressure coming. And he does unload. He's got a man down there, but it's going to get picked in triple coverage. And Delpit comes away with an interception, as that was an inadvisable throw right into the teeth of the defense. You see all kinds of brown jerseys right in the area as he unloads that under pressure, and Delpit comes up to take that away. Look at all those Browns just sitting there like, let me sit on this one. That was pretty. Love seeing that on defense, and that was absolutely created by their pressure that made for an ugly underthrown ball from Richardson, and a rookie mistake results in the turnover. Back to pass for Watson. Unloads downfield. Got a man, but he unable to make the catch. That looked to be... I'm not entirely sure who that was. Maybe Felton. 2nd and 10. Throw to the outside there. Cooper on that reception. A pickup of 3. Over the middle, he's got DPJ sitting underneath that coverage nicely into a little pocket window in the zone. And DPJ with a nice reception. Moving the chains. Yeah, absolute bullet. What a beautiful precision throw there from Watson. I agree. That one was a beauty. Just fit it in a tight little window to put it on DPJ that time. And timeout taken. So, second quarter coming up on the end of the half here. 1:01 left, and the Browns have taken their first time out with this 10-0 ball game, but they're threatening here now on the Ravens' 33-yard line. Watson to pass. He's got a man out to the outside. That is the rookie who has been so dynamic in this ball game, and yet another reception for him. Yeah, not yet. Yes, we will get him on the roster. That'll be in our next sim season when we match draft, free agency trades, all the things as we continue on. This one is our simulated virtual off season with the things we thought might happen, and in fact, we have hit on a number of things that did happen. In fact, you'll see that you've got some guys that you'll recognize here on the Browns that actually did become a reality for the for the Browns. Okoronkwo being an example of that, although Foskey, as the rookie, has been so good that you hardly ever see Okoronkwo in our sim because he's sitting behind Foskey, who has been incredible. But you also have Juan Thornhill in the back as a free-ranging free safety in this sim. Another guy we also re-signed. A number of guys that the Browns, in fact, brought back. So you'll see Posick in the center. You'll see Taki, AJ Green. So hit a number of those guys. But Browns are not going to get the job done there with a minute left into the half, so we're going into this halftime still at a 10-0 ball game, as that was not the finish you were looking for going into the locker room. They had an opportunity and just kind of wasted it away, as tends to happen in Madden far too often. Those opportunities are missed quite a bit for a number of reasons, as the Browns will end up with the ball to start the second half, which... here we go. See Watson talking to Mond. Of course, we know the backup quarterback in that role is going to actually be Dobbs, as we have signed him to a one-year deal. Back to pass. Watson. Kind of not liking what he's seeing. Finally does elect to go downfield. Got a man in double coverage down there. Underthrew him. That was the rookie, Quentin Johnston. But double coverage, maybe not the best throw there. That one, a handoff up the middle to Chubb as he picks up 3. Only 8 yards on his 10 carries from Nick Chubb. A very poor showing for him. Not a good day on the ground for these Browns, in fact, across the board. That one... to Johnson out on the perimeter, yet more success for him. His 8th reception closing in on that century mark, now at 92 yards. Watson unloads downfield. He's got a man, and what a throw just to the outstretched hands of Quentin Johnston, who has been a dynamo in this ball game. And that one absolutely will take him over the 100-yard mark, as he is yet again the receiver on the receiving end of a Watson throw, as he is coming up on double. Yeah, I think that is double digits for Quentin Johnston in terms of receptions and over 100 yards. What a ball game. And a touchdown. Yeah. Unfortunate for us how that worked out. Although, to be fair, George Pickens was awfully good for the Steelers. Look at that catch he made against us. What a catch. Incredible highlight reel catch. So, if they're available and we're able to pick them up, it sucks to fall in love with them and then see them play for another team, or even a team in your division that is a rival. Makes it even worse. As DPJ is going to catch a nice little ball underneath there, but he's not going to have enough for the first down, and 4th and inch is coming. So we'll see what the Browns elect to do there on the 12, and you would think they should probably go for this. Yeah, I really hope so, Sean. Love to see Chubb break a 40-yarder. But, of course, Madden, on 4th and inches in a 10-0 ball game, says, no, we want the points. And so they're going to chip shot this, which I do not like. But then again, they've been abysmal on the ground game. So maybe Madden knows something I don't know. Maybe they don't trust the run game today, which, I guess is fair. They have not had a lot of success there. So if you're just joining us, we very much appreciate the support. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, we would very much appreciate that. And if you feel so inclined and would like to hit the like button, we would appreciate that as well, as YouTube does seem to reward those with lots of likes. So those likes are appreciated. And the subscribers are very much appreciated as we make our run for 1,000. As yet another sack from Foskey in this ball game. He has been very active in that backfield and making the rookie's life very difficult back there. But we do appreciate the likes. We do appreciate the subscribes. We're nearly to that 1,000 mark, which is a big deal. And certainly means a lot to us as we will be able to monetize this channel at long last. And if you would like to join us on our Discord, there's a link to the Discord in the description of this or any of our videos. And there you can join us for in-between games, chats, talking about the Browns, the NFL, free agency, everything else. As that one should have been picked and probably would have gone for 6. Delpit's going to wish he had that one back. 3rd and 22 coming. But in that Discord link, you can also vote on things in the channel. You can get notifications, a little bit more reliable notifications from the Discord for when we will go live with games, such as this one. So you can hop in the live chat with us, and we appreciate you all being on. As always, we always love having folks interact with while we bring these games to you here on the channel. But if you're not able to join us live, always appreciate you going back to watch the videos as well. As we know, many folks are going back to watch videos after the fact, which is also appreciated. So 4th and 20 now for the Ravens, and they're going to punt. The Browns going to get another crack here with good field position, as they're going to take over at their own 35. Yeah, you're right, Phil. They absolutely wanted AWOC back. There was no doubt that AWOC was wanted by his teammates to be back in on that defense, and really you saw the results as Watson's going to take an ugly sack out of that option. But you saw the results of the defense. They kind of fell off a cliff when AWOC got hurt. He was so foundational to the defense, and his injury was felt, and his absence was felt very much so. Good to have him back, as he is very important to what the defense wants to do. 2nd and 14 after the sack. Watson out of the gun. Quick throw over the middle, and connects with his tight end. The Chief with a few yards there will bring up a 3rd and 12. Third and 12 now out of the gun. Nick Chubb on the left hip. And a little blitz coming here for the Ravens. 5-man rush, but Watson's going to escape it. He's going to take off with the ball, not really running with it, though. Interesting choice from him, as he was still kind of looking downfield, running with the ball out in front of him, which is a little slower on the animation from Madden. And unfortunately, although he probably could have escaped and found his way to a first down, the Browns instead are going to end up short and going to punt this one away. Yeah, Jalen Carter's going to be long gone before we get to pick, though. Even with all of that stuff going on, he's not going to drop nearly far enough for the Browns to take him in the 3rd round at pick 74. But hey, I think what the Browns have done in the 1st round, i.e. Watson, what the Browns have done in the 2nd round, i.e. Moore, I will take that, for this draft happily, and take that number 74 pick overall, whoever it ends up being very happy with what we've done, regardless of who that pick is, as that should have been intercepted. A complete, absolute wobbler set up by the pass rush, but it does fall incomplete. 3rd and 11. 4-man rush coming. Miles coming loose. He's going to fumble the ball, and the Browns are going to recover on the 10. Call it the 9. Miles Garrett does it himself, the strip sack, as Richardson couldn't quite get his arm going forward here. And Miles Garrett, you saw him coming loose, and that one causing a huge fumble, and a quick recovery by the defense sets up a red zone opportunity here for Watson, and this offense. 1st and goal. Little handoff to Nick Chubb. He's got a lane out to the outside, but doesn't quite get very much there. Call it 2. 2nd and goal. Now spreading them out are the Browns. Empty backfield. Watson. Pressure coming. He unloads to the Chief, who's fighting for the yards. And they're going to give it to him. Touchdown, Browns. The Chief scores a big touchdown. Only the 2nd of the ball game. 2 now for Watson, and Chief is going to do the Chief Slam. Thank you, Madden, for finally fixing that. So good to see him every time celebrate the way that he should, as we know he does. As that one just enough to sneak it in over the line, and the sidelines love it, as they should. And here the Browns are going to go for a 2-point conversion to make this a ho-hum 21-zip ball game. As Ford is going to go for it, he's going to pick it up. 21-0. Nice little run up the middle from Ford. Like that little play call to spread them out and then run the little inside zone, catching them by surprise. Really nobody home there, and Jerome Ford does convert. So 21-0 now, as the Browns have kind of taken control of this ball game, and that turnover being punched in by the offense. The two-phase complementary football there showing up in a big way, and that's so important for success. Oh, ball's out! Now the special teams responding as they're going to get their own turnover. And the Browns offense is right back out on the field, right back into the red zone with another opportunity to put the pain train to work. As Nick Chubb is going to work his way to the outside there, pick up a few yards. But the special teams didn't want to be left out, so they get their own action here with their own turnover. And the Browns offense right back out on the field with yet another opportunity to extend their lead and completely put the last nail in the Ravens' coffin here. Potentially, obviously there's a lot of game yet to go. 7:36 left in the 3rd quarter here. A little pop pass to DPJ with Chubb out blocking for him. But Chubb missed the first man, who does make the tackle. 3rd and 2. Watson back to pass. Over the middle, 3 men there, and Cooper almost comes away with it anyway. But the Browns are going to go for it here on 4th and 2. I like that a lot better than what they had been doing with the little chip shots earlier in the ballgame. Over the middle, he's got his man, DPJ, touchdown! Big strike over the middle, makes up for the last one. Barely not able to come up with a touchdown for Cooper, but instead DPJ does come up with a touchdown, and what a strike from Watson. You're going to see it right here, threading in the needle right in front as he puts it over the hands of 3 guys, and the trailing defender unable to keep up with DPJ and keep him out of the end zone. What a dart from Watson on that touchdown, his 3rd of the ball game. Now, pending the kick, a 28-zip ball game. As this defense has been sensational, special teams have come up with a turnover of their own, which the Browns offense just capitalized back-to-back on a defensive turnover and now a special teams turnover. And that is how you take over ball games. That 3-phase complementary football is such a big deal, makes for really, really exciting football, but also makes it, so that you can absolutely take over ball games. When you're clicking just on all 3 phases. Speaking of clicking, there's Myles Garrett in the zone as he is fired up, ready and coming hot. Here he comes, pressure coming, and the sack it's not going to be Myles, but the sack does get home as Payne gets in there for his first sack of the ball game. And that one, another big one, as the defense is absolutely fired up here. Myles Garrett caused a lot of the early pressure, and then Payne cleans it up the middle. And yes, Phil's right. This will be 4 in a row should the Browns end up with this W. And the comeback train is fully in the station here, as they seem to have started to right their season that was so ugly early on, as Andrews is going to pick up a quick pass over the middle here to pick up some of that sack yardage. But a 3rd and 12 still. Richardson's got the ball. Pressure is coming. He's going to unload on that sidearm, and he does get it out to Andrews, and he's going to have enough for the first down. Now a little handoff, and Myles Garrett right there. Pickup of 2. Foskey jumping offside a little early there, but does get back in time. Dobbins with the carry, but he's going to be tackled pretty quickly. Long on the tackle, 3rd and 6. Myles Garrett's getting loose, and he's going to get another sack. Why not? 2.5 for him on the ball game, and that one brings up a 4th down. And this defense has absolutely responded in a big way. Just that constant pressure on the rookie quarterback, making his life miserable back there. Myles Garrett wrecking shop, as we like to see. Yeah, Hurst, if he can stay healthy, you're right. I think he's got a very high ceiling in terms of capability. He started to show it when he was healthy early in his career. Hadn't been healthy for a long time, but if he can get back to form, I mean, he can be very good as a rotational piece in that D-tackle room. Even potentially, enough to be a starter if he can stay healthy. He's got to get out there and prove it, and that most important ability is availability, right? But if he's got the potential and ability to be that starting caliber player, but he's got to go out there and earn it, and he's got to stay healthy and on the field. 2nd and 10, bunch formation tight to the left, back to pass. Now unloading deep, he's got his man, and that one is going to go for a big yardage out to the outside, and that's the rookie tight end Kincaid on a big reception. What a beautiful throw from Watson. Just hit Kincaid on that flag route right in stride, allows him to keep running up the field, avoids a tackler as he does so, and that is absolutely set up by the beautiful throw from Watson right on Kincaid. Only because he was still fully in stride was that able to happen. Pressure coming on the blitz, and they're going to throw underneath where the blitz came from perfectly to the spot, and that's the Chief who is able to pick up that 1st down, and this offense absolutely cooking now. All right, 1st and 10 here. Now back into the red zone is this offense. They've had success in the red zone these last 2 times, and this time almost again. I thought he had that as it came out late. Oh, man, I thought he had just thrown an absolute strike for a touchdown there, but instead a 2nd and 10. Watson searching, scrambling out to the outside, and just going to throw this one away, bring up a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun. Blitz coming. Pressure coming. Throwing back across his body inadvisably. Trying to hit Cooper on the backside. And the Browns going to settle for a field goal after what was a bit of an inadvisable throw, which we've seen from Watson here in Sim on his scrambles. Throwing it back against his body. He throws those ugly throws. Luckily that one ended up being harmless. Yeah, it's really very much so, Rick. Looking very much forward to what 00 or 007, as he's going to take number 7. I love it. But very much looking forward to what 007 can do out on that perimeter. I loved his press conference. Smart dude. He's got his act together. I think he's the type that, he's going to put his everything, his all into every rep, and that's so important. And when you got a guy like that opposite Myles, I think only good things can happen with that kind of approach to football. Especially with the high motor cleaning up plays that that Myles has flushed loose. The quarterback's instantly trying to avoid Myles, and then will likely find themselves getting cleaned up by Okoronkwo. So certainly love that. I think it's a great signing in free agency. I think it could be, it really can be the bookend that we've been looking for to pair with Myles. Little fake handoff here. Richardson's going to scramble with this one himself, and lots of yards, 1st down, and then a lot more as he's going to get out to the 45, 1st and 10. Will fake to both of his running backs, and Richardson on the option is going to carry again, breaks a tackle of Juan Thornhill, but it is tackled before gaining the first down, 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, handoff goes to J.K. Dobbins, and he's got some room, easily picking up that first down. His 11th carry of the ball game, 64 yards for him. Yeah, I don't understand the play calling down 31-0. I agree, that's a bit odd here, as Ravens continuing to rely on the run game, but they need some fireworks if they're going to have any chances. We are now into the 4th quarter. Now overthrowing is Richardson, but clearly I don't think they fully trust their quarterback, as they've relied a lot on that running game, and Richardson's had some errant throws for them. That one's not errant. That one is on target to his tight end, the stalwart Mark Andrews. But right back to that option play, as we were talking about. A bit odd that they're relying on that quite so heavily. Down 31-0, taking a lot of clock. So tick, tick, tick. This is exactly what the Browns defense wants to force. Now 3rd and 7. Handing off to J.K. Dobbins, and that one's not going to go anywhere and continue to cost the Ravens a lot of clock. The Browns will absolutely concede 3 points here if the Ravens elect to kick this field goal. They're not going to mind, because it took an awful lot of time to get only 3 points out of it. But the Ravens are going to go for this because they have to. The Browns with the opportunity to keep their clean sheet. Let's see what happens. Throws it over the overside. He's going to get a first down. Out to the outside, excuse me. So that one will bring up a 1st and goal from the 6 now, out of the gun. We'll hand off to J.K. Dobbins. He's going to find his way into some traffic, and Taki and some others are going to make that tackle. 2nd and goal. Out of the gun, fake it to J.K. Dobbins in the option, but Juan Thornhill came shooting up out of nowhere to challenge Richardson on that one. He said, "No, sir, sit down." Watch this. Here he comes screaming up from that safety position and absolutely blasts the rookie right there in the backfield. Just beeline to the quarterback. That was pretty. 3rd and goal from the 7. That one was a loss of 1. Now over the middle, he's got a man, but well defended out there. What a play from Newsome. The Nuisance making a great play to get his hand in there and denying that touchdown. 4th and goal here. Ravens have to have it. Pressure coming. He's going to unload, and they're going to say he was across. That was really close. I don't know. So the Ravens are going to get on the board. But 11 minutes is all that remains, and the Browns have this one firmly in control. I don't know, though. That seemed like it was short to me, so I'm surprised that wasn't a turnover on downs. They were very generous with that touchdown. I didn't think he had it across. They're not even going to look at it, of course. And so the Browns are going to take over after the kickoff with 11 minutes left in this ball game, but it's a 31-7 ball game. And the Browns really only need to chew up the rest of that clock and then head out for their victory beer fridge beers. Rookie Spears with the carry, only 1 on that rush. Watson hands it off to Nick Chubb up the middle. And he's going to pick up a few more. He's had a really rough game. Only averaging a little over a yard a carry with 17 yards and 13 carries on the ball game. Watson, ugly throw to no one over the middle. Not sure what that was about, but the Browns are going to punt. But they burned a minute and a half, so a little bit of time, but certainly not as much as they were hoping for there. Yeah, LA Rams on deck, absolutely a winnable ball game, as they are not in a good space roster-wise. Unloading downfield. Richardson, what a catch out there! Wow! Just going up to catch it on a rope. That was beautiful from Bateman. What a catch from him. That was a nice catch. Richardson fires out to the outside and breaking a tackle out there. That was impressive. The Ravens now finally playing with a little aspect of desperation here, but it feels like a little too late, as they probably needed to get that desperation going earlier in this ball game, because they've got a whole mess of points to try to come back. As J.K. Dobbins is going to get this carry and bring up the 3rd and 1. Back to pass. Richardson searching. Not seeing what he likes. Finally finding something coming open. And that'll bring up, it is complete. It is going to bring up the 1st and goal from the 3. Bateman on the reception. His 5th of the ball game. 66 yards to his name. And one incredible highlight reel catch. Richardson's going to be taken down near the line of scrimmage that time. Looked like a little bit of a quarterback draw. He does pick up a yard, but JOK right there to clean it up. Now Gus Edwards on the carry, and he is going to be shoved to the ground. And setting up a 3rd and goal now from the 2. All right, so the Ravens on 3rd and goal. The ball's out! And the Browns are going to recover it! No touchdown for you, Ravens. Take that! And the Browns are going to take over with the ball at the 2-yard line. And that's going to do it. Excuse me, as the Browns are absolutely going to win now. There's no way the Ravens can come back from this deficit. Probably was already conclusive, but certainly with that turnover, that was the last gasp effort from these Ravens. And now with a 5 minutes, 38 seconds left to burn from the 2-yard line, Deshaun Watson with the ball. Out of his end zone, finds a man coming on a drag. That's Cooper. And Cooper's going to get them out of the shadow of their end zone, picking up 8 out to the 10-yard line. Yeah, D sure has been feisty today. I love seeing it. They've been all over the place, just making plays all over the field. 2nd and 2. A little handoff. Nick Chubb, he's got a little bit of room, and he's going to fight his way to the 1st down. And that a big 1st down for the Chubbernaut. And the Browns fully in shoe clock mode now. Like seeing that. 2 hands on the football from Watson. Would rather see him slide still, but he does pick up 4. 2nd and 6. Yeah, should be plenty. Well, Felton in on the carry. He's going to pick up 6, his first rush of the ball game. But it is good for another 1st down. And the Browns continuing to chew that clock as they should in what amounts to a blowout of these Ravens. Fake the handoff to Nick Chubb. Little keeper for Watson out to the outside. Runs back into the defense. Picks up 3 in the process. Still not sliding. 2nd and 7. Chuck Clark was in on that carry. Of course, he is no longer a Raven. And that one kept by Watson again. No gain. 3rd and 8. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning in this ball game, as the Browns are quickly salting away the clock, as they should. But a 3rd and 8 here, as they're going to look to try to finish out the ball game on this drive. With a 1st down here over the middle. He's got his 1st down, and that'll do it, as the Browns should be able to kneel this one away and come away with a huge blowout of the Baltimore Ravens And that one just felt good. I mean, they were playing excellent complementary football in all three phases. Had a turnover on special teams, several turnovers on the defense, and the offense was punching it into the end zone, especially on those turnovers. And you're going to win a lot of ball games doing that. Now Watson, yet again, taking a sack because he was trying to run the ball. I'm not sure what that's about, but not what you want to do. Yeah, absolute beatdown, for sure. Love seeing it. So, a happy Elijah Moore trade day. Happy AWOC re-sign day for all of our Browns fans here at Nagy Nation. We'll pop past Cooper out to the outside. He's going to find a little crease. Nicely done from Cooper there. And that'll bring it into a 3rd and 2. But that's going to be the end of the game. They could have kneeled it out, but they're going to run. Well, actually, I don't think they're even going to run this last play, as this is going to end the game. But good blowout win for the Browns, building some solid momentum now as they have found themselves their way to a 4-game win streak after coming off of a 3-game losing streak. Now at 7-6 are the Browns, and finally some life in this season as they seem to have found something that's working for them and some kind of camaraderie and cohesiveness on this team on all phases to really come out and play some solid football, as you're going to see there. The Browns dominated that game start to finish, and the stats are going to support it. Watson was fantastic, throwing 3 touchdowns, 375 yards at a 72.7% completion clip. And then Richardson, the rookie, really struggled in this ball game, only under 67 yards and 1 touchdown. Here's a look at the actual stats. Thanks, Phil. There's 120.9 was the rating for Watson, 32 of 44 for 375 and 72%, 3 touchdowns. Nick Chubb really struggled, 14 carries, 19 yards. That's a rough day for him, but the Browns really didn't have a lot of success on the ground at all. On the receiving side of things, Cooper led the way with 84 and 8 and 10 touches. Quentin Johnson, the rookie, with 9 and 133 with 1 touchdown. He was absolutely phenomenal. 6 for DPJ, 5 for Njoku, and each of them with a touchdown as well. That big 1 reception for Kincaid was really fun too. JOK led the way, Thornhill led the way with tackling with 12, Delpit and JOK with 10 each. And then a bunch of TFLs all across the board. 4 sacks for Foskey. He was great. Myles Garrett with 2.5, 1 for Takitaki, 1 for JOK, and a half each for Hargrave and Payne. And then one interception was Delpit. I forgot about him. 1 interception on the ball game, and 2 pass deflections as well for Delpit. He had a good game. So, really nice effort from the defense. Really good effort all around for this team, in fact. So, we're going to wrap it up here. I need to get the kiddo to bed, and Phil probably needs to get to bed himself. So, we're gonna wrap this one up the way we like to always do. Thanks for being up with us on this wonderful Browns football day here at Nagy on Sports. But thanks for being with us, guys. Thanks for everything. And thanks for your continued support, and we'll get out of here the way we always do by saying, Go Browns!